Hello friends, and welcome to a little more Dark Souls 3. If you recall from the last episode, we had pretty much made our way through the Archdragon Peak in its entirety. We have met the citizens who live here. All of them are rather hostile, no surprise, I suppose, but I left us on a bit of a cliffhanger because I didn't really want to keep going in an episode where I knew the boss I was about to fight would probably wreck me entirely. But now that this is a new episode, I can press this lever and we can see what happens. A lot of bell ringing goes on in these games. Something's definitely different. Can't quite put my finger on it though. I think ringing that bell did something. So yeah, we are now prepped and ready to walk on thin air. And moreover, to fight what many consider to be the toughest boss in the main game of Dark Souls 3. One so tough, in fact, that I didn't beat him my first playthrough. I tried, and it didn't happen. So we're gonna see if we can give this a shot. Ooh. Oh yeah, you've got a dragon rider here. It's a little hard to keep track of what's going on here. Surprised we haven't gotten a few more varied attacks here. There's one in particular I'm trying to look out for that hasn't happened yet. Blessedly. Ooh! You know what time it is. Visceral time. As you can probably expect at this point, that is not the end of this fight. Echoes of Ornstein and Smaug a little bit. And now the real fight begins. Early. Yep, that's a two-shot. And that's the Nameless King. We have the added benefit at this point of coming into this fight with a DLC weapon, which is something I did not have my first time trying this. So it makes the, what was he, the King of the Storm phase of this fight a little bit easier. But yeah, I'll probably have to pop an ember. Yep, that's the attack I wasn't looking forward to. Okay, got me there. It was not clear, the way to defeat this phase is to stay on the Storm King's head. Ooh. Yeah, all other attacks are trivial. If you can, just keep the camera on him here as he flies around. This is actually one of the best attacks to get, because he will, well, hit you, I guess. Not ideal. There was that. And I get the visceral this time. Risky here. I need to mess this up. Not get hit by the fire this time. Huh. I think we got that ember off though. Whew. That was not as easy. Yep, that still got me. Okay. So this phase, he will have either one big attack or a couple attacks like that, or 3 attacks in quick succession. And this is an endurance fight. Yep, got me on an extra one there. Oh, yep. I forgot about that one. Whew. Ah, come on. Oh, that was quicker than I thought. Ooh. Will darken my souls. 2 tries. 2 tries. Sorry if I blew into the microphone there. And we're back. And it feels pretty good to be a Dark Souls. I was running low on Estus, but we made that work. And before I get too far ahead of myself here, let's take a look at this Nameless King soul. The Nameless King was once a dragon-slaying god of war before he sacrificed everything to ally himself with the ancient dragons. And I don't know how explicitly I talked about this in the previous episode, but get another slab here. It's funny to see all the bloodstains hanging out above me here from the actual battle arena. But to complete a thought here, the Nameless King is actually Lord Gwyn's long-lost son. I think in my Dark Souls 1 playthrough I might have pointed out Ornstein's Shet. I might have pointed out the, oh, I forgot this would connect too. I need to get a full thought out, sorry everyone. I might have pointed out that there were some busted statues in Anor Londo, again in Dark Souls 1. And that was because they make reference to Gwyn's firstborn son, betraying the family and having his name expunged from the annals of history. And for a great many people, the headcanon for a while was that that long-lost son was Solaire in the first game.
Welcome home.
We did eventually find out, thanks to this game, that that was not true. Solaire was only a man, like we are. Well, hollow, I suppose. But we have just defeated Lord Gwyn's long-lost son. So, I think that's interesting. A lot of people who are into the lore of these games find that interesting, that they finally put an end to that mystery of who is Gwyn's son. And I think it's pretty satisfying. You know, you find him here at the end of the world. He sequestered himself away, but has allied himself with the ancient dragons and has been living among them for ages and ages. So yeah, with his soul, you can get his sword spear, which is imbued with lightning, of which he was the heir, which is a very, very strong hint. Nameless King, ally of the ancient dragons, fought alongside the Stormdrake in countless battles. When the great beast fell, the king claimed his soul, as was the custom in the Age of the Gods. I think you can also get, Lightning Storm. Once a slayer of dragons, the former king and war god tamed a Stormdrake, on which he led a lifetime of battle. This miracle is likely a tale of their bond. So yeah, interesting stuff. Again, nothing we need, for that is not the build that we are running. So, just gonna pop this bad boy. That was not a lot. I genuinely expected more souls from that. Well, that's not nearly enough for a level up. Is there any cool swag we can buy? Looking at cool armors here. Black Hand is kind of cool. Don't know if I'll want that to finish the game with. Oh yeah, you can get Nameless King set. There's also Lorien's stuff. I kind of wanted to try out the Dancer's armor. Doesn't look like it provides a ton of protection though. Maybe we'll try Lorien. I'll get his pants.
Ashen.
It's probably going to be heavier than what I've got on right now, but don't say I never cared about the fashion. Let's see here. Yeah, it's a good deal heavier than what I've got on. Looks pretty cool though. Where them pants at? Yeah. Yeah, cool armor. But, ugh. That is a hefty roll. So, again, maybe I'll find it in me to grind out a few more levels of vitality, but for now, we'll stick with our Sunless Realms look. Yeah. I honestly did not expect Nameless King to take just 10 minutes. So, I suppose what we can do is jump into the second DLC. I think real quick what I want to do first, since it's kind of an aesthetic preview, if you will, is finally put Lothric's ashes up here. Once you do, the Firekeeper will move down by the bonfire. And this is what will take you to the end of the game. Luckily, you're not locked into anything at this point, but I do want to show this this cutscene and into the next area.
The 5 lords sit their 5 thrones, all thanks to thee, most worthy of lords. Ashen One, with the lords as thy witness, bend thy knee before the bonfire's coiled sword, and let the lord's embers acknowledge thee as their true heir, a true lord, fit to link the fire. Farewell, Ashen One. Mayst thou thy peace discover.
Well, she bowed to me. That's nice. I didn't notice that before. But yeah, kneeling here will bring us to the ending of the game. Again, not locked into anything.
Noble lords of Cinder,
Goodbye, Ludlow.
the fire fades. And the lords go without thrones. Surrender your fires to the true heir. Let her grant death to the old gods of Lordran, deliverers of the first flame.
Might be the first time they name drop Lordran. If you played Dark Souls 1, you remember that name. The Kiln of the First Flame. Might be a little jarring to show up here and see a ruined Firelink Shrine, but fret not, this is not our Firelink Shrine. We have warped to the kiln. And it was one of my favorite areas aesthetically in Dark Souls 1. Really cool design. Boy, oh boy, the introduction to it here is something. There was kind of a blasted furnace look to the first game, and now, after ages and ages of those linking the fire, of the cycle repeating itself, of this age being continued, there is an avalanche of kingdoms kind of compounding in on themselves here at the kiln. Yeah, we've warped. I think, I'm not sure if you can see where we came from this point. But, you can see the kiln is up here at the top of the hill now. What looks like kind of forming out of the husk of one of the great trees that made up kind of the riverbed, if you will, of Lordran. Now, we're not actually going to proceed up that hill just yet, because there's a finale up there, and there's more for us to find before we reach that finale. What we are going to do is take a trip back to the Painted World. But I wanted to show you all the kiln at this point, because there is an important design aesthetic that it's good to see there before proceeding into the second DLC. So yeah, like I think I mentioned when we beat Frida, there's a second bonfire that shows up here that'll let you travel to the Dreg Heap. And we're going to do that. Because, and I am not entirely certain how true this is, but it is my belief that the Dreg Heap, where we find ourselves, is a vision of the future. Or at least a continued representation of what this age looks like on the other side when you get to the kiln. We got someone to talk to here.
Oh, your head's square on your shoulders, is it? I thought that clamoring tin can was the last. But here we go again. What is it you want from this old stone-amped hag? I've nothing for you, not a smithereen. I just like to stand here and take in the view. Well, that came out of nowhere. You think an old stone-amped hag would be brimming with goodies? I've none of that, not a smithereen.
But she does have items. She has a very cool weapon, if we had more strength. The split-leaf greatsword. You know what? I might see if I can buy that after we talk to her.
At the close of the Age of Fire, all lands meet at the end of the earth. Great kingdoms and anemic townships will be one and the same. The great tide of human enterprise, all for naught. That's why I'm so taken by this grand sight. This must be what it's like to be a god.
So her dialogue even hints.
Keep your marbles intact, love. At least until I lose mine.
Her dialogue hints that this is kind of a culmination of the Age of Fire. We've warped somehow, not only to a new place, but perhaps to a new time.
Strange little lass you are. What on earth do you see in me?
I'm gonna buy the split leaf greatsword.
Keep your medley.
I think I may be able to two-hand it, actually. Maybe. Maybe not. Nope, still can't really. It does have a very cool weapon art. Just literally just swinging and swinging. Windmilling this thing. It's pretty cool. But our build is not set up for that, so we shall return to Old Faithful. And looky here. We have a phantom guiding us downward. Looks a little bit like someone we know, doesn't it? From the first DLC. Take the plunge. If you land on sand heaps in this area, you actually don't take fall damage either. But yeah, we have reached the Dreg Heap, which is ostensibly the final resting place for the world of men. Interestingly enough, this scythe seems to be pretty good at thinning out these little dreglings. A little stronger than I thought, though. There's also these guys. I missed. I was gonna do something cool. Yeah, welcome to the Dreg Heap, everyone. There's a lot going on here, and you can kind of see already that those who remain at this point in time are pretty far gone in terms of what we think of as human, or alive even. I did get a cool weapon just now. The DLC is chock full of cool weapons. Perhaps not the most useful weapons all the time, but cool ones. Nonetheless, the Aquamarine Dagger, engraved with a prayer in the old tongue to ward off incident. Perhaps it was a parting gift given to one sent off on great travels. So yeah, by itself it's just kind of a cool looking little quick dagger. But the weapon art, nope, two-handed, the weapon art turns it into a sword, which you do cool anime walks with. I think, yeah, each strike takes a little bit of your focus points, but it's kind of like a rapier at that point. But yeah, kind of cool, and I'm not fat rolling with it, so maybe I'll keep it around. Maybe I've just decided to add a new weapon to our kit. But yeah, much like in the first DLC, we've got a trap item here. It's time to move. It is time to move. There's a neat thing these dreglings can do, and that is kind of like project their humanity at you. I didn't get a good look at it just now, but if If you recall the way humanity looked in Dark Souls 1, the dark little sprites, that's essentially what we're looking at here. So yeah. I think it will do the same thing, if I'm not mistaken. No? It's popping out to annoy me now. But yeah, we've got what I think is some of the coolest areas in the series now to go through. Ruined cathedrals, the wreckage of pretty much everything we've seen in the series up to this point. Ah, the murky hand scythe. Pretty cool too, but I think that's all the goodies in there. Now we have more to deal with. We're told again to take the plunge. I'm gonna spook up, more for the sound than anything. It saw me anyway. This is a persistent environmental hazard in this area. Luckily, they don't tend to round this corner very often. Just gotta deal with that when they're looking at you. Ow. Ugh. There was a point before they patched it that those beams were pretty much a guaranteed immediate kill. But I did want to show you all the fact that this DLC is going to start giving us +3 rings. So much like weapons and armor in the previous games, the rings in this game have a +1, +2, and +3 variety. And the DLC just starts kind of handing out +3 versions of a lot of those items, which is kind of cool. What's less cool is a bunch of rotted Lothric Knights. Almost got me there. But yes, these are indeed Lothric Knights. Some of them still hanging around at the end of the world. You can see kind of covered in vines and stuff. There's this overgrowth kind of aesthetic theme happening here too. Not to mention that everything is crumbling and falling away into nothingness. But there's something important up ahead, however nasty it may look. And it's important because it shows you a mechanic that will be important later in this area. Those angels, I think they've been dubbed, are dependent on those weird embryonic guys that are hanging around somewhere. So if you see an angel, you can assume that somewhere there is a weird little man. There's the humanity. You can assume there's a weird little man controlling it. We're deep in the ruins of Lothric now. often will sprint through this place too, because as you see, I think they might just keep coming. Get the Murky Longstaff, which is what these guys are using. Doesn't help them when they're getting their ankles broke. Anywho, that tower falling actually opened up a new pathway for us, which I don't want to forget to take because I have in the past. Because that leads us up here. The hag at the top of the Dreg Heap told us that someone in armor was the last person to come through, and here he is.
Oh, look at you. You've got your head screwed on correct. Fantastic. To meet a kindred spirit on this god's forsaken crag. Call me Lab. I can't remember my real name, so let's just go with that. I have a feeling we're going to make a fabulous team. Oh, you'll see. You'll see.
So he is a little bit of an amnesiac.
Oh, in all honesty, there's something I should tell you. I'm hollow. Yes. I try to play it off, but I haven't a clue about my past, who I was, or what I lived for. Not even my own blessed name. That's why I've come here, searching for the Purging Monument. Said to be in the Ringed City, where the pygmies who found the Dark Soul at the Dawn of Fire reside. All I can say is, those little stones aren't doing much to help me remember anymore. Well, that's the long and short of it. So if I completely forget who you are, don't be wroth with me. Come on, what else can I say? I'm a bloody hollow, for heaven's sake. Well, come.
Yeah, so we've got a kindred spirit here. Oh boy. We got a mad dark spirit on our hands now. One who has particular tastes. I'm going to do my best to hightail it to my own death. Ah no, it didn't die. There's a lot going on here, as you can see. Lothric's remaining faithful knights. Ooh. Got the Lothric war banner. We're just gonna peace out. Ooh. Basically wanted to make it to the bonfire down here. I don't know if I'll be able to rest at it since I've been invaded. Nope. But that's okay. I will say, in the meantime, while we're waiting for enjoyer of certain things to come and find us, that it's very interesting to me that Lap, our fellow Hollow, has referenced using the purging stones. Oh. Host of Embers, Femboy Enjoyer. Are we just hanging out? I don't know what's happening here. Do they want me to follow? Guess we're hanging out. Gonna lead me into the Angels territory, which is fine. There are more. We're going? Yep, we're going. We're just going. You can see some thralls out here too, who don't like the Angels any more than I do. Well, this guy seems fairly non-hostile at the moment. I don't know where they went though. Ow. Perhaps we have a friend in Femboy Enjoyer. Leading me with the torch. This is... man. This is the actual Dark Souls community in my mind. Ow. Getting ruined by this guy though. Ow. Oh, he's poisoned now too. Yep. Whew. So we've kind of taken a quick route through this area. Just by serendipitousness. But our buddy Femboy up here has helped us avoid a few trials here. So perhaps we can trust their judgment for a little while longer? Maybe? I think we can. Yeah, they're leading us. They're actually leading us up through this area. They may be leading us... wow. This person's leading us to... the angel's little familiar here. I did get cursed just now. Goodness gracious. I forgot that. I forgot that you would get cursed by standing under that. It's another area of effect that happens. The angels will curse you with this little like golden powder that they rain down. But wow, what a helpful mad spirit. Man, thank you Femboy Enjoyer. You're a real one.
Oh, I know who you are. Great to see you still in one piece. God, I can see why they call this the Dreg Heap at the world's end. Mangled remnants from every age and every land. It actually sort of lends credence to the old rumors that the ringed city rests below it all. Don't mind me. You needn't worry yourself with this nonsense. I just wanted to tell someone. I'm sick of old Humpty. I should stay quiet. Wait, I'll make it up to you. By letting you in on a secret of sorts. Past here, you'll find the remains of a giant earthen tower, half submerged in a poisonous swamp. Not a very nice place to visit.
Oh, I've been
Only there's precious treasure in the thick of the swamp. I didn't have any use for it, you see. So, sorry, I left the whole package behind. If I get the chance, I could go fetch it for you. But if that's too long to wait, go nab it for yourself. I know who you are. A righteous warrior. Yes? With a solemn duty to boot. Well, grab that treasure. That's as good a duty as any.
Well, Lap, we shall. That's actually kind of necessary to complete his quest line. But, for now, I think I will content myself with having shown the beginnings of the DLC here. We are actually, before we go, I'll say we are in the middle of a Dark Souls 2 reference. A little bit rarer these days. These are the ruins of the tower and the windmills at Earthen Peak from Dark Souls 2. So yeah, there's a clear, not even implication, just it's basically saying all the previous kingdoms that have risen and fallen in the Age of Fire are collecting here, coalescing, if you will. And it's up to us to make our way through it. Figure out what's here at the end of the world. Maybe the ringed city itself, where the furtive pygmies live. But yeah, I think we'll call it there for today. It's been a fairly successful darkening of the souls. We met a not-so-mad spirit and really destroyed one of the hardest bosses in the game. So we'll leave it off here for now. But I appreciate everybody watching, participating, hanging out, and hope you're still enjoying it. And I'll see you next time when we continue into the Ringed City DLC. Alright.